Hello everyone, I'm Gayan from the Motivation Zone at Freedom. Have you ever found yourself in a situation so challenging that it felt like navigating through a storm? I remember, a few years back, I faced a personal crisis that seemed almost insurmountable. It was during this time that I learned how much our reactions to pain shape our experiences. This journey wasn't just about overcoming, but learning how deeply our perspective influences our path through pain. Today, I want to share those lessons with you. This video is dedicated to anyone facing painful situations. Using insights from Buddhist teachings, we'll explore how to manage these experiences with grace and resilience. I'll provide practical tips that not only help you understand why we face such challenges but also how we can emerge stronger and more centered. Let's dive into how we can turn our trials into transformative experiences. Pain and suffering are experiences that every one of us will encounter at some point in our lives. But what exactly do we mean by these terms? Essentially, pain can be divided into two types, physical and mental. Physical pain is the direct, uncomfortable sensation in the body, it's immediate and often unavoidable. Mental suffering, on the other hand, involves our emotional and cognitive responses to not only physical pain but also to various life circumstances. Buddha's teachings shed light on this very distinction. He taught that while physical pain is a natural part of the human experience, something inevitable and often out of our control, the mental suffering that follows is optional. This is beautifully illustrated in the concept of the two arrows. In Buddhist philosophy, the two arrows simile explains how we react to pain. The first arrow represents the physical pain, which we have no control over. It strikes us unexpectedly and unavoidably, as part of life. The second arrow, however, symbolizes the mental suffering that follows, it is our reaction to the first arrow. This second arrow is not inevitable but is self-inflicted by our thoughts, attitudes, and the narratives we tell ourselves about the pain. Understanding this separation is crucial. While we cannot always avoid the first arrow, our control lies in how we respond to it. Do we shoot ourselves with the second arrow by dwelling in our misery, or do we choose a path of resilience and acceptance? When faced with pain, our immediate reactions can vary, but they often include worry, frustration, and mental distress. It's a natural human instinct to seek relief from pain, and sometimes, in our search for escape, we turn to temporary comforts. These might include indulgences like alcohol, binge-watching television, or losing hours to social media. While these activities provide a momentary distraction, they don't address the root cause of our pain. Let's explore the consequences of these avoidance strategies. Initially, turning to sensual pleasures or distractions might seem effective. You feel a sense of relief, a break from your discomfort. However, this relief is typically short-lived. The underlying issue remains unaddressed, leading to long-term dissatisfaction and an increased cycle of mental distress. Each time we choose temporary escapes, we reinforce a pattern of avoidance, which can exacerbate our suffering over time. Furthermore, avoidance can have a ripple effect. What starts as a momentary diversion can turn into a habit, distancing us further from dealing with the actual sources of our pain. This habitual avoidance not only prolongs our suffering but can also lead to feelings of guilt, inadequacy, and decreased self-esteem as we struggle to manage our life challenges effectively. In Buddhism, acceptance plays a pivotal role in dealing with life's challenges, particularly with pain. The Buddha emphasized recognizing pain as an intrinsic part of the human experience. He taught that attempting to avoid or deny pain only leads to greater suffering. Instead, by accepting pain as inevitable, we can start to respond to it in healthier ways, minimizing the self-inflicted suffering that often follows. A cornerstone of Buddha's teachings is the concept of the 8 worldly conditions: gain and loss, fame and obscurity, praise and blame, pleasure and pain. These pairs illustrate the dualities that we all face throughout our lives. The Buddha taught that these conditions are inseparable and a natural part of our existence. For example, one cannot experience gain without the risk of loss, nor can one receive praise without the potential for blame. Similarly, pleasure is inevitably paired with pain. Understanding these dualities helps us see that striving to experience only the positive without the negative is futile. Each condition offers valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. For instance, experiencing loss can teach us about impermanence and the importance of appreciating what we have, while facing criticism can help us develop resilience and a deeper sense of self-awareness. By embracing these conditions as part of our journey, rather than resisting them, we cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling life. This acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation but rather a proactive stance of embracing all facets of life, learning from each experience, and growing in wisdom and compassion. Dealing with pain is not just about understanding it, it's also about actively managing how we respond to it. Let's discuss some practical steps rooted in mindfulness and Buddhist teachings that can help us navigate these tough times more effectively. The first step is to cultivate mindfulness. This involves learning to be fully present in the moment and acknowledging our pain without trying to push it away or ignore it. Techniques such as mindful breathing or focused attention can help us stay grounded in the present moment. It's crucial to observe our pain without judgment, recognizing it as a natural part of our experience rather than something wrong or unfair. Next is the practice of acceptance and letting go. This doesn't mean giving up or suffering in silence, rather, it means embracing our pain without resistance. It involves understanding that the pursuit of constant pleasure and the avoidance of discomfort only leads to more suffering. By accepting that pain is a part of life, we can reduce the power it has over us and begin to let go of unhelpful patterns of behavior that amplify our distress. Lastly, cultivating equanimity is vital. Equanimity is a state of psychological stability and composure which remains undisturbed by experience of or exposure to emotions, pain, or other phenomena that may cause others to lose the balance of their mind. You can develop equanimity through practices like meditation, reflective journaling, or even engaging in thoughtful discussions with others. These practices help us maintain a mental balance amidst the highs and lows of life, allowing us to face pain with a calm mind and an open heart. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we can build a toolkit that not only helps us navigate painful situations but also enhances our overall well-being and resilience. I'd like to share a story about a friend who faced a significant professional setback. Initially, she reacted with intense anxiety and fear of future failures. However, by applying mindfulness and acceptance, she gradually shifted her perspective. She began to see this setback as an inevitable part of her career journey. By acknowledging her pain without judgment and accepting her situation, she was able to move forward with resilience and even found a new, fulfilling career path. This real-life example shows how the teachings can transform our reactions and help us rebound from life's blows. Additionally, I've received testimonials from viewers who have shared how practices like equanimity and letting go have helped them through personal losses and difficult times. These stories highlight the profound impact that a balanced approach to life's challenges can have on our overall well-being. To integrate these teachings into your daily life, consider starting with simple exercises. For instance, journaling can be a powerful tool for processing feelings and fostering acceptance. Each night, write down 3 things that were challenging during your day and reflect on your reactions to them without judgment. Mindful breathing is another essential practice. Spend a few minutes each day focusing solely on your breath. This practice can anchor you in the present moment and help you remain calm in stressful situations. Lastly, engaging in gratitude practices can shift your focus from pain to appreciation. Each morning, list 3 things you are grateful for. This can significantly alter your perspective, helping you recognize the good alongside the challenges. These daily practices are not only simple to incorporate into your routine but also powerful in fostering mindfulness, resilience, and a balanced emotional state. As we wrap up our journey through navigating painful situations, let's briefly recap the key points we've covered. We started by understanding the nature of pain and suffering, distinguishing between physical pain and the mental suffering that comes from our reactions. We explored the Buddha's teaching of the two arrows, highlighting that while pain is inevitable, the additional suffering from our reactions is optional. We discussed common reactions to pain and the pitfalls of avoidance, emphasizing the importance of facing our challenges head-on. We then moved into practical steps, including mindfulness, acceptance, and cultivating equanimity to manage pain effectively. And finally, we saw how these teachings can be applied in real-life situations, making a tangible difference in our everyday lives. The core takeaway from our discussion is this: pain is inevitable, worrying is optional. By embracing this mindset, you can transform your experience of pain from a source of continuous suffering to a catalyst for personal growth and resilience. I encourage you to reflect on how you've handled painful situations in the past and share your experiences in the comments below. How have you applied, or how might you consider applying, some of the strategies we've discussed today? Your stories can inspire and help others, so please share them. And if you're looking for more content on mindfulness and living well, don't forget to subscribe to The Motivation Zone at Freedom. Join our community and continue this journey with us. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot that you've chosen to spend your time with me today, learning about how we can handle life's challenges with a more mindful and balanced approach. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media for more motivational content that can help you lead a more fulfilling life. Until next time, keep finding your motivation and live freely.